Alright class, today's video is on solving system of equation by substitution. And this you guys learned Algebra 1, so it's not new to you. Quick review, let's identify these symbols, what are the values. Okay, take a few seconds to look at this and pause the video and see if you can figure out what the symbols value are. Alright, so in line 4 it tells you the rest in peace, the tombstone is 15. So if this is 15, then the hat is 15, right? So the hat is equal to 15. If this is 15, then the spider webs, right? 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. So each of these is 5. And again, if the hat is 15, then the spider, well, two numbers, spider plus spider, will give you 7.5, right? 7.5, 7.5. Okay. There's the next one, yeah. Here we go. The spider is 6. So the spider is 6. So if this is 6, then the bat is equal to what? It has to be 4, right? The bat is 4, because 4 plus 6 gives you 10. And if the bat is 4, you have 2 outs, and this has to be 2 and 2. And then the spider is 6. The owl is, where is it? The owl is 2. So 6 minus 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. So the cat is 4. All right. So let's go into let's talk about solving system equation algebraically. And what does that mean? All right, so here we have a system drawn on a graph. A system is just equation. When we say system, we're just talking about equations. So you have two equations here. We have y equals minus 3x plus 2 and y equals 2x minus 3. So when I say what is the solution, all I'm asking for is, right, where does the line intersect? That is the solution. So the lines intersect here at 1, -1. Therefore, this solution is common to both lines. Right? It's on the blue line, it's also on the red line. So that's what it means. Now, this is graphically, but we can also solve this algebraically. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to give you a system equation and ask you to find me that solution, right, that is common to both equations. All right, so when we solve by substitution, the key is you want to have one equation, right, in terms of x or y. So look at this here now. We have two equations. If you notice the first equation, right, has x is equal to an expression. Or it could be y equals an expression. When you see that, that is your cue that I'm going to use substitution to solve. Now, in this case now, in number 1, I have x is equal to minus 3y minus 9. So whenever I see x now in the second equation, I'm going to replace it with minus 3 minus y. Minus 3y minus 9. Okay? So now let's do the substitution again. So I'm going to replace this x in the second equation with minus 3y minus 9. That is substitution. So let's do that now. I'm going to have minus 2x. But what is x equal to? Well, we know x is equal to minus 3y minus 9. So I'm right here. I just replaced the x in that equation. Let's continue now. I'm going to have a minus sign now. This should be, all right. So minus 3y equals 12. See what I did, right? So this right here, this is your x. minus 2x. All I do is replace the x with minus 3 minus 9, minus 2y minus 9. Now, how do we solve this? Again, remember, when you see parentheses, always think distribution. So I'm going to distribute now to get rid of parentheses. That gives me a positive 6y. Negative 2 times negative 9 is a positive 18 minus 3y, and that is equal to 12. Combine like terms. My like terms are 6y and minus 3y. I combine those. I add them, I get positive 3y plus 18, and that is equal to 12. Minus 18 on both sides, and that gives me 3y. That gives me, oh, come on. That gives me 3y is equal to negative 6. Divide both sides by 3, that gives me y is equal to negative 2. All right. Now, that's my y value. I got to find my x value. So you go back to the original equations, and you're going to figure out which one am I going to use to find my x value. Well, to make life easier, I mean, I could use either one. I could use this equation, but why not use this one? It already is solved for x. It has x is equal to, so I'm going to use that one. So when I substitute now y equals negative 2 into this equation, I'm going to get x is equal to minus 3 times y, but no, y is negative 2. All right, let me do this. Minus 3 times negative 2. That's my y, and that is minus 9. And then this gives me a positive 6 minus 9, which is equal to negative 3. So that's my x value right there. So now my solution now is, so x is equal to that. So my solution now is, you got to write it as a pair. So it's going to be, all right, it's going to be, well, minus 3. It's going to be minus 3 comma negative 2. That is your solution. All right, let's try number 2. Here, number 2 is y is equal to. All right, so we have one variable equal to an expression. It's y solved for. So now, that's my y, that's my expression. So wherever I see y in the second equation, I'm going to replace it with 2x minus 7. All right. So now let's rewrite this down. So I'm going to have 4x plus 3y, but we know y now is going to be 2x minus 7. And that is equal to 4. So let's simplify now. Again, we're going to distribute. So that gives me 4x plus 6x minus 21, and that is equal to 4. Combine like terms, that gives me 10x minus 21 is equal to 4, and then I'm going to cancel the negative 21, so I'm going to add 21 on both sides. And when I do that, that gives me 10x, oh, come on, that gives me 10x is equal to 25. I have 21 on both sides. And now we're going to divide by 10x. Oh, come on. I hate when it does that. Okay. So divide 10 on both sides. That gives me 10. That gives me x is equal to 25 over 10. Okay? It's okay. I'm going to have a fraction. That's fine. Let's simplify this. The highest factor between 25 and 10 is 5. So divide 25 by 5. That gives me 5. And divide 10 by 2. That gives me 2. So x is equal to 5 over 2. Let's go find the y value now. All right. So here, right, we have y is equal to 2x minus 7. So now I'm going to replace the x with 5 over 2 to find my y. So y is going to equal to 2 times 5 over 2 minus 7. Now, 2 times 5 over 2, all right, this is a 2 times 5 over 2. That's all it is, right? The 2 cancels and it's leaving 5. So now that gives me 5 minus 7, which is negative 2. So as a pair now, right, as a pair, my answer is 5 over 2. That's my x value, and my y value is negative 2. Good? All right, sir. Now, let's look at one now where, number 3 now, right? Number 3, right, you don't have a y or an x equal expression. You don't. So you got to figure out now, how do I get these equations look like number 1 and number 2, where you have x is equal to or y is equal to. How do you do that? Well, you do now. Right. Well, let's look at it. Well, I'm going to go with the first equation. I'm going to transform the first equation. Why? Because both of them have a coefficient of 1. When it's like that, it's easy to solve for x or y. It doesn't matter. Now, suppose x had a 2 right there. Then I'm going to solve for y, because y has a coefficient of 1. So it's easy to solve for y. Vice versa, if I had say a 4y there, I'm going to solve for x. X equals something, because it's easier to solve for x than the y. All right? But in this case, now I can solve for either one, because they both have 1 as a coefficient. So just pick one. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go with x. So, right, x plus y is equal to 13. I want to solve for x. I want x by itself. But what do I have next? We have a plus y. So how do I get the x by itself? I just cancel the minus y here. Cancel y. And then that gives me x is equal to 13 minus y. So now I can write my equation now as, this one now I can write it as x is equal to 13 minus y. The second one is 4x plus 2y is equal to 10. Now it's very similar to number 1. All right? So now x is equal to 13 minus y. So where I see x in the second equation, I'm going to replace it. All right. Let's do that. So now I'm going to have 4 times x. But what is x equals to? 13 minus y. So replace that with 13 minus y. So I'm right here now. I just replaced the x. Let's continue now. I'm going to have a plus now. Plus 2y equals 10. Okay. And let's distribute. All right. I'm going to have 4 times 13 and 4 times negative y. So now 4 times 13 is 52 minus 4 times negative y is 4y plus 2y is equal to 10. And here you have to get very careful with your signs. All right, this is where knowing how to add and subtract signs will help you a lot. Let's combine like terms. I have a negative 4 and a plus 2, so that gives me a negative 2y. 52 is equal to 10. I'm solving for y now, so I'm going to cancel the negative 52, minus 52, minus 52. That gives me negative 2y is equal to, we have a positive 10 and a negative 2. That gives me a negative 42. Divide by -2 on both sides, y is equal to 21. So let's find my x now. Go back to this equation, all right? All right. So now x is going to equal to, x is equal to 13 minus, what is y? 21. I'm using this equation now. And then x is equal to 13 minus 21 is -8. So my coordinate now is going to be, solution is -8, comma, -21. I'm sorry, positive 21. All right. Okay. All right, so that's how we solve it. All right. There's one more I want to go over, which is not on the worksheet, but on homework. Is what if you have, let's say, x is equal to, say, 6y plus 1, and x is equal to -2y plus 4. Right? They both have x is equal to. But this is still substitution. Think about it, right? All I'm going to do is this. X is equal to this right here in the first equation. Where do I have x in the second equation? Right here. So therefore, I'm going to replace this x with so now, let's do that now. X, well, I'm going to start up now. X, but what is x equal to? Well, we know x from the first equation is 6y plus 1, so I'm going to write 6y plus 1. I'm right here now, I just replaced x, is equal to minus 2y plus 1. And that's it. Just solve for y. Okay. Well, I want my y's on the left side, so I'm going to cancel this plus 2y. I made this up, so hopefully I don't have any crazy fractions. So I'm going to plus 2y here, plus 2y there. That goes away. I'm left with 8y plus 1 is equal to 4. Yes, I'm going to have a crazy fraction there. And then minus 1 on both sides, minus 1, that gives me 8y is equal to 3. Divide both sides by 8, y is equal to 3 by 8, okay? And then to find x now, just go back to the first equation, right, and substitute y. Here we go. X is equal to 6 times y, right? 6 times y. But what is y? 3 times over 8. I'm right here now. Replace the y. And now I'll have a plus 1. Again, I just made this up, guys, so just show you steps. And so x is going to equal to, how do I simplify this? Well, 6 times 3 is 18 over 8. Plus 1. I'm going to stop right here. I just want you to see how it would solve when you have both x's. All right, this could be y, both y's. All right, guys, so that was substitution with a quiz on Wednesday. So make sure you review the class notes and video, all right?